Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about goals and our performance indicators. So first, what are our goals and how can they help us achieve our organizational objectives? So before we actually talk about any goals, I want to break down what types of goals we should be having. And these are qualitative and quantitative. We should have both in relatively same distribution, so not too much of one, not too much of another. Some qualitative goals that you provided are that the new website should look more modern and be engaging, and that the online shopping experience should be user-friendly and pleasing for customers. These goals are qualitative in nature. They refer to subjective measures that will vary between person and person. Some quantitative measures that you provided, or quantitative goals, that you provided, is that a good percentage of visitors to the website should buy tickets, and lots of them. There should be more ticket sales each month compared to last year, and repeat shopping should be common for people amongst the site. These are quantitative goals. They have a quantifiable measurement, and they are more objective in nature. For example, like raw ticket sales, right? That's very clearly defined. There might be a different value for each person, but if a person looked at that number, they wouldn't. It's not subject to interpretation based on personal preferences. So I said we're going to talk about goals and performance indicators and how they are related. So we're going to try to transition our goal statements into performance indicators. The reason for this is that a goal is more of a vision, and a performance indicator is a way to quantifiably measure organizational performance and progress towards success. Performance indicators are quantifiable, like I said, and they're well defined. The key is that they don't sacrifice the overarching goals of the organization, so they still stick true to the mission. For example, it might be important to have less call time with customers, but to reduce costs. But if your overarching goal is customer satisfaction, maybe you need a little bit more time. And these performance indicators have to be understood by everybody in the team so that everybody knows the objective that you're working towards and there's no confusion and misunderstanding. Some common performance indicator areas are like budgeting, revenue, and customer satisfaction. So like I said, we're going to try to take these goals that you provided and break them down into 6 clearly defined goals, which we can utilize as performance indicators. So the first goal that you provided was the new website should look more modern and engaging. If we rewrite this a little bit, it can become a great performance indicator. So if we rewrite it as the new website should be engaging, this removes a very subjective measure of more modern, and it also removes the double-barreled item, is what it's called when you use the and statement. We're now measuring 2 things. Like we would be measuring its modernness as well as its engagement level. Those should just be broken down into 2 separate things, but this utilizes that and removes an extraneous, very difficult to measure construct, which is like modernness. So this is a qualitative measure because engagement will be subjective based on user to user. We can measure this by surveying users on the site. Just random prompts for, how engaging do you find this site. We can also use a more quantifiable measure, which is what performance indicators are about, by taking the raw number of visitors to the site. That would, signal the engagement or attractiveness of the site. But we could also, the probably best measure would be an average time per user on the website. So if you log on, how long are you on to the site for, and then before you leave. All right. So the second goal you provided was the online shopping experience should be user-friendly and pleasing for customers. So here we removed this double-barreled item by turning it into 2 goals as performance indicators. The first one is that the shopping experience should be user-friendly, and the second one is that it should be pleasing for customers. Both of these goals are qualitative in nature. They're subjective based on person to person, and the only way to measure them will be with user surveys. The problem with this is that not every user will respond to the surveys, so whatever results we get will be skewed, but we just have to take it for what it's worth. All right, the next goal you provided is that a good percentage of the visitors to the website should buy tickets, and lots of them. This is a pretty vague and abstract goal. What's a good percentage and what's lots of them? So if we rewrite it and simplify it, it can become a good performance indicator. A majority of visitors to the website should buy tickets. This means that whatever percentage of people that visit the website, a high percentage of them, i.e. over 50%, should buy tickets. We don't care how many tickets right here in this statement. We just want them buying tickets. This is quantitative in nature. We can measure it with a physical percentage based on user metrics, and I have a simple formula there to describe that. The next goal is that there should be more ticket sales for each month compared to the same month of the previous year. Rewritten, this is the same thing. This goal is a perfect example of a performance indicator. It's quantitative in nature. It's easy to quantify using the website metrics, just raw ticket sales, and then compare that number to last year, simple subtraction, and see the difference. This is great. The last goal you provided is another great example that repeat shopping should be common for people visiting the site. This is quantitative in nature. We can use user metrics to see if they've purchased an order and the number of times that they visited the site and how many orders they purchased after their first order. We want people coming to the site, buying something, and coming back and coming back and coming back. This is another great example of a performance indicator. So as you can see, just by switching up our performance indicators a little bit, switching up our goals and the language we use in them, we can make more clearly defined representations of our objectives and what we deem will be a success versus a failure. Making this clearly defined, easy to understand for everybody in the team, and easily measurable, that's what performance indicators are all about, and that's how using performance indicators will help our team and our organization grow to success.